to fight. I feel alone turned into we've got each other's back. Coaches who seem stuck on we can now say we did. Sports writers went from will they make it to they just broke another record. From women's football to every 90 minutes, I'm reminded we belong.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the official draw for the inaugural edition of the Concacaf W Champions Cup. I'm Adriana Monsalve, and I have the pleasure of being your host for tonight's historic event. Today is an exciting day for women's football at Concacaf. With this draw event, we are kicking off the first ever Concacaf Women's Champions Cup. We'll review all the details about the region's official Women's Continental Club competition in a few moments. But before we do so, I would like to introduce Concacaf President and FIFA Vice President, Victor Montagliani, who will deliver the event's opening remarks and unveil the tournament's brand identity.
Thank you. Good evening, and welcome to the official draw for the inaugural edition of the Concacaf W Champions Cup. This new and exciting competition will see the best women's clubs from North America, Central America, and the Caribbean to compete to be crowned CONCACAF Club Champion. It will also serve as a sole qualification path for our clubs to reach the new FIFA Women's Club World Cup, the first edition of which will take place in 2026. For CONCACAF, the development of all aspects of women's football has been a key strategic goal since 2019. Much progress has been made, including the new competitions, like the Women's Gold Cup, the delivery of women's coaching initiatives, development programs that provide girls with the opportunities to play, and much, much more. The launch of a club tournament is the next step on our women's football journey in CONCACAF, and the W Champions Cup promises to be a great competition. There will be big rivalries from clubs across the region, providing matchups that we know will excite the players and fans. But before we get to the draw itself, I leave you with the unveiling of the innovative brand for this eagerly anticipated tournament. Thank you all for tuning in.
Victor, thank you for your opening remarks and for revealing the tournament's brand identity. I'm sure everyone that is watching at home loves it as much as I do. It looks amazing. The selected colors represent the grit and intensity of this competition, while the logo evokes the silhouette of the trophy, the ultimate prize, and includes a triple C in the center, the initials of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. The brand essence is for greatness, as our clubs and players always strive to be the best they can be, giving everything and maximizing the power of their togetherness. Finally, the anthem, also named for greatness, was composed by the renowned musician and producer Matt Clifford. As previously announced by the Confederation, the W Champions Cup will feature 11 clubs and 4 rounds. Let's watch the following video to better understand how it all works.
CONCACAF has launched the region's first official women's continental club competition, the CONCACAF W Champions Cup. This new and exciting annual tournament will include the best clubs from North America, Central America, and the Caribbean and crown the Confederation's Women's Club Champion. It will also be the sole path through which clubs can qualify for the new FIFA Women's Club World Cup. The CONCACAF W Champions Cup will be composed of 4 rounds: preliminary round, group stage, semifinals, and final, and 11 clubs. For the preliminary round, 2 clubs will face off in a single leg match, with the winner joining the 9 seeded clubs in the next round. The Concacaf W Champions Cup group stage will feature 10 clubs, split into 2 groups of 5. Each club will play a total of 4 group stage matches, 2 at home and 2 away. At the conclusion of group stage play, the group winners and runners-up will advance to a centralized Final Four. The Concacaf W Champions Cup Final Four will include single-match direct elimination semifinals, followed by a third-place match and final. Clubs will qualify for the Concacaf W Champions Cup through their domestic leagues based on sporting merit and criteria proposed by their member association and ratified by CONCACAF. For the competition's first edition, the 11 qualification slots have been allocated between clubs from 7 member associations that meet CONCACAF's eligibility criteria as follows: Canada and El Salvador, 1 preliminary round slot each. Costa Rica, Jamaica, and Panama, 1 group stage slot each. Mexico and the United States, 3 group stage slots each. The inaugural edition of the Concacaf W Champions Cup will take place from August 2024 to May 2025. The preliminary round and group stage play will occur in August, September, and October 2024. And the centralized semifinals, third place match, and final, where the first ever CONCACAF Women's Club champion will be crowned, will be in May 2025. CONCACAF, love for our game.
Definitely this type of competition is going to elevate the level of soccer in this region, in women's soccer in this region. The tournament includes a 2-club preliminary round to be played in the second week of August. The winner of the matchup will advance to the group stage, joining 9 other clubs. Group stage matches will occur between August 20 and October 17, with each club playing 4 matches in the 5 scheduled windows. After group stage play, the top 2 clubs from each group will progress to the centralized finals, which will be played in May of next year. The 11 clubs that have secured a berth, all based on their performance in their domestic leagues, are Vancouver Whitecaps from Canada, Alajuelense from Costa Rica, Alianza Women from El Salvador, Frazier's Web from Jamaica, América Femenil, Monterrey Femenil, and Tigres Femenil from Mexico, Santa Fe FC from Panama, and Gotham FC, San Diego, and Portland from the United States. Now that we have all the details of the W Champions Cup and participating clubs, let's welcome Carlos Fernandez, CONCACAF's Chief Football Competitions Officer, to the stage.
Hello. How you doing, Adriana?
We are buddies from the draws.
Oh, yeah. How many know? Well, thank you for that warm welcome. And it's a pleasure to participate on this historic evening as we commence the 2024-25 Concacaf W Champions Cup. As our president mentioned, this competition is an unprecedented opportunity for the region's best clubs to compete internationally and be crowned CONCACAF champions and secure a spot in the new FIFA Women's Club World Cup. The W Champions Cup represents the next phase of our women's football strategy, building on the success of the W Gold Cup earlier in this year. Through competitions like this, like the W Champions Cup and the W Gold Cup, CONCACAF provides a tremendous sporting opportunity for the women's ecosystem, including national teams, clubs, and leagues in North America, Central America, and the Caribbean to compete and grow to reach their next level.
Thank you, Carlos. Seeing all this news, CONCACAF competitions, especially on the women's side, is fascinating. As you mentioned earlier in the year, the W Gold Cup captivated the world's attention, and in front of record sold-out stadium in San Diego, the United States lifted the winner's trophy. I look forward to seeing who will be crowned champion for the first W Champions Cup edition. Do you have your favorites?
Oh, I do.
I have my favorites, but I'm not going to say it now. Let's wait on after the draw. So, Carlos, without further ado, let's invite 2 guests who will assist us with drawing of spheres. Our first guest played as a defender for the Portland Thorns in the 2013, 2015, and 2016 seasons, and the Western New York Flash in 2014. In her rookie year, she started 24 matches and won the NWSL title. She also represented the United States women's national team at the U23 level. Let's welcome to the stage, Kat Williamson. Welcome, Kat.
Thank you.
You look amazing for the historic day.
Thank you.
For women's
Show you
football.
love. Thanks.
Kat, 3 NWSL teams, including your Portland Thorn, of course, have an extraordinary opportunity to compete in the first ever W Champions Cup. How exciting will it be to see these 11 clubs competes for the regional title and chance to qualify for the 2026 FIFA Women's Club World Cup?
I mean, how can you not be excited? It's incredible. I think the W Champions Cup honestly represents the women's game growing and going in the right direction. And I think we know for the longest time how much talent exists across the leagues, across the clubs. So for Concacaf to showcase that, it's going to be incredible.
Wouldn't you want it to be playing
Of course I
in
would.
this type of competition?
Let's rewind 10 years and do it again.
Are you jealous a little bit?
A little bit, yes. One could
But you're
say.
going to be today, and you're going to be, you're going to make history
100%.
as the players that are going to be in this tournament. Thank you, Kat. And our second guest is a World Cup veteran and a former domestic league champion in Spain and Costa Rica. She represented her country, Costa Rica, pura vida, in all 3 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup matches and won the title at the 2013 Central American Games. At a club level, she won league titles in Spain and Costa Rica with the CD Tacón and Alajuelense, respectively. Welcome to the stage, Lixi Rodriguez. And now she's playing with León in Liga MX Femenil.
Bienvenida,
Welcome,
Lixi.
Lixi.
Hola, Kate.
Lixi, 3 clubes centroamericanos van a participar en este primer torneo de la Concacaf Champions Cup. Tu querido Liga Deportiva Alajuelense, por supuesto. ¿Qué es tan importante esta gran oportunidad para estos clubes? Ellas estarán compitiendo, por supuesto, ante algunas de las mejores jugadoras en la región.
Sí, bueno, yo creo que un gran crecimiento para Centroamérica el tener la oportunidad de estos torneos internacionales. Pues debido a que a veces hay jugadoras que no han sido seleccionadas y no tienen esta oportunidad. Yo creo que es de aprovechar esta gran oportunidad que da Concacaf de tener esa posibilidad de competir a nivel internacional.
Y acabas de extender contrato con León, así que a lo mejor si León pues hace una buena participación en la Liga MX, pues tal vez jugar.
Claro, justamente. Y a nivel de Centroamérica yo creo que ya los demás equipos, Saprissa, Heredia, van a querer disputar de estos torneos y van a estar ahí más fuertes.
Gracias, Lixi, por estar con nosotros esta noche. Así que bueno, señor Carlos, the stage is yours.
Thank you. And Kat, Lixi, once again, thank you for joining us for tonight's event. But to better understand the procedures in place for the preliminary round and the group stage draw, let's watch the following video.
The official draw for the 2024-25 Concacaf W Champions Cup will be carried out using a single blind system and 6 pots. In accordance with the competition's regulations and qualification criteria, the 11 participating clubs have been divided into 6 pots as follows. Pot 1, the 2 clubs participating in the preliminary round. Pot 2, the 2023 NWSL champion and shield winner. Pot 3, the 2023 NWSL runner-up and the 2023 Liga MX Femenil Apertura champion. Pot 4, the 2024 Liga MX Femenil Clausura champion and the 2023-24 Liga MX Femenil Best runner-up. Pot 5, the 2023 Apertura and Clausura Costa Rican Unión Femenina de Fútbol champion and the 2024 Panamanian Liga de Fútbol Femenino Apertura champion. And Pot 6, the 2022-23 Jamaica Women's Premier League champion and the winner of the preliminary round. The draw will begin by randomly selecting a sphere from Pot 1 to determine which club will host the single-leg preliminary round match. The first club drawn will be assigned as the host club, and the second club drawn as the visiting club. Once confirmed, the draw for the competition's group stage will begin. Starting with Pot 2, the first club will be drawn and placed in Group A, position A1, followed by the second club in Group B, position B1. The same process will be followed for Pots 3, 4, 5, and 6, always placing the first club drawn in Group A and the second club in Group B. At the conclusion of the group stage draw, each group will contain 5 clubs and no more than 1 club from each pot. Concacaf, love for our game.
All right then, any questions?
We're ready.
Oh,
Okay, so before we start, let's just review the pots. So Kat will be helping us drawing the clubs from pots 1, 2, and 3. Let's review these pots. Pot 1, we have Vancouver and Alianza. In pot 2, we have Gotham FC and San Diego. In pot 3, we have Portland and Tigres. Then Lixi will be helping us to draw clubs from pots 4, 5, and 6. Reviewing these pots, in pot 4, we have America and Rayadas. In pot 5, we have Alajuelense and Santa Fe. And in pot 6, we had Fraser Whip and the winner of the preliminary round. So now, if we are all ready, let's start with Kat and pot number 1. So let's
Okay.
go with the first sphere. Kat, please.
great. Alianza.
Alianza is the most successful club in the Salvadorian Women's League. They won 8 domestic league titles, including the last 2 editions.
So with this, it has been determined that Alianza will be hosting this game. Kat, let's do the honors, and for transparency purposes, let's open the sphere of pot 1, which should be Vancouver.
And it is Vancouver.
Qualify for this preliminary round by winning the Interprovincial League 1 championship.
Now, Kat, let's go to pot 2 and determine the first team of the group phase. And in
Okay.
Group A, who will
Great.
be?
New York.
Gotham FC, reigning champions of the NWSL, they defeated Seattle Reign 2-1 in the final.
Kat, so going back to you and
Okay.
pot 2. So let's confirm that it is San Diego Wave in
Perfect.
Group B.
San Diego.
Led by forward Alex Morgan, the Wave finished the NWSL season with the best record.
Kat, your
One more.
third pot. And let's determine who will be joining Gotham in Group A.
Let's
Last
do
but
it.
not least.
Last but not least.
Tigres.
Tigres qualified as the Liga MX Femenil Apertura 2023 champion.
So, Kat, with that, let's go now. Pot 3 again,
Okay.
last sphere, and let's confirm that should be Portland.
And it is Portland Thorns.
There you go, Portland Thorns FC key players, including the 2024 W Gold Cup champions Sophia Smith and Rebecca Seaborn.
So good.
Thank you for that,
Thank
Kat.
you.
Are
Lixi,
you happy
we go
with that?
back to you, and now starting in pot 4, let's see who will be joining Gotham and Tigres in Group A.
Monterrey.
Rayadas are the current champions of the Liga MX Femenil, led by captain Rebecca Bernal. They defeated Club America in the final.
Already a derby there in that group. Lexi, ahora vámonos al Grupo B.
Clásico regio.
Para confirmar debería ser América, pero Lexi, dinos.
Efectivamente, América.
Two-time Liga MX final champions.
Lexi, por favor, ahora al pot 5. Let's go with pot 5, and let's see who will be joining Group A.
Liga Deportiva Alajuelense.
Qualified as 2023 Women's Union Super Club champions, Liga Alajuelense.
Thank you, Lexi. And now, with that, let's go with the remaining sphere, which should be Santa Fe in Group B.
Santa Fe.
Clinched their first domestic league title and a spot in the tournament after defeating Sports Academy 4-0 in the Liga de Fútbol Femenil Apertura Final.
So one more pot, 2 more clubs to determine. Lexi, please do the honors.
El ganador del partido... Frasers. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, Fraser's Whip, champions of Jamaica Women's Premier League.
Thank you, Lexi. And then now, the last remaining sphere going into Group B, which should be the winner of the preliminary round. And it's between Alianza
sí.
and Vancouver.
El ganador del preliminar.
De Alianza o Vancouver?
So it will be between Alianza and Vancouver.
Well, there we have it. The 2 groups for the inaugural Concacaf W Champions Cup are now confirmed. Let's review the draw results. Let's see. In Group A, Gotham FC from the United States, Tigres Femenil from Mexico, Monterrey Femenil from Mexico, Liga Deportiva Alajuelense from Costa Rica, and Fraser's Whip from Jamaica. Group B, San Diego Wave FC from the United States, Portland Thorns from the United States, Club América Femenil from Mexico, Santa Fe from Panama, and the preliminary round winner between Alianza or Vancouver. Well, I have to ask now. What do you feel when you got that sphere of the Portland Thorn, and how do you think are the expectations for this team playing this tournament?
I mean, you don't even have to ask me who I'm rooting for. It's Thorns all the way. They have an unbelievable team. Sophia Smith, as you mentioned, Olivia Moultrie, who's so young and just such a bright talent. They're going to be a tough team to beat, but honestly, across the competition, it's going to be a battle, no matter what.
Yeah, but this group assemble, how do you see the competition level on this group for
It's so high. It's so high. And I think this team is probably one of the strongest teams to come out of Portland. So I have high expectations for them, and I can't wait to watch.
Awesome. Lixi, cuéntanos, ¿cómo viste el grupo? ¿Cómo ves a la Liga Deportiva Alajuelense? ¿Y cómo ves ese clásico regio ahí?
Bueno, súper bien, ¿verdad? Yo creo que ya en la Liga Mexicana se han vivido bastantes clásicos y la verdad que son bastante bonitos y emocionantes. Y bueno, qué lindo ahora tener a la Liga ahí que pueda enfrentarse con estos rivales a estos parámetros y ver cómo estamos de la diferencia en las ligas, ¿verdad?
¿Cuál consideras es ese equipo a vencer en ese grupo?
Bueno, yo creo que Rayadas, que son las actuales campeonas, creo que lo han demostrado durante el torneo y bueno, creo que va a ser uno de los más difíciles.
¿Y tú, Carlos, cómo viste los grupos? ¿Te gustaron?
Oh, I'm very neutral in this
Very neutral. We're neutral here.
Position.
We're like Switzerland.
Of course.
Well, guys, it was a pleasure to be here with you guys. Carlos, Kat, Lexi, thank you for this historic night. I think it's going to be great, and I'm looking forward to see this competition growing for many years to come, see more clubs getting into this tournament. I think it's going to be awesome and great opportunity for women's soccer in this region. Thank you, guys. Lixi, Carlos, thank you to Concacaf as well, and Kat y La Monsalve, estamos. We're out. Thank you.